In just a few hours, Egypt and Iran will step onto the pitch in Seattle for what is officially being called the most politically toxic, controversial, and compromised match in FIFA World Cup history. This isn't just about football anymore. This is a full-blown geopolitical war zone that FIFA desperately tried to sweep under the rug. Right now, behind closed doors, teams are furious, host cities are on high alert, and rumors of potential walkouts are threatening to plunge the entire tournament into chaos. You are looking at a match where international borders were pushed to their limits, where star players were treated like prisoners, and where the host nation deliberately set up a cultural trap. How did FIFA let this happen? And why are the fans absolutely losing their minds? Strap in, because we are exposing the dark truth behind the match they didn't want you to see. Let's start with the match scheduling disaster that triggered a global diplomatic standoff. The local Seattle hosting committee proudly designated this Group G final fixture as the city's official World Cup Pride match, aligning perfectly with Seattle's massive annual Pride Weekend festivities. But here is where the script goes completely off the rails. When FIFA pulled the balls for the group stage draw, the computer randomly assigned Egypt and Iran to this exact date, in this exact stadium. Think about the sheer math of that. Two nations where homosexuality is strictly criminalized, forced to play in a stadium explicitly wrapped in rainbow flags. In Egypt, members of the LGBTQ community are heavily persecuted and arrested under morality laws, while in Iran, same-sex acts are actively punishable by death. Immediately, both the Egyptian Football Association and the Iranian Football Federation filed emergency protests. They didn't just ask for a schedule tweak. They demanded FIFA either cancel the Pride celebrations entirely or move the match to a completely different city. But FIFA's response? A cold, hard refusal. They washed their hands of it, claiming the festivities were the local committee's choice, but explicitly ruled that rainbow flags are fully permitted inside Lumen Field. Now, social media is exploding. Fans are furious on both sides, some calling it a deliberate trap to humiliate the visiting nations, others accusing FIFA of cowardice. The tension inside that stadium is going to be thick enough to cut with a knife. And the backlash behind the scenes is getting dangerous. Shocking reports have emerged that Iran's team send-off ceremony back in Tehran was hosted at an IRGC-affiliated rally, where officials described this World Cup as a literal war battlefield. Ahead of kickoff, the Iranian camp has allegedly threatened to walk off the field entirely if they face explicit pride symbols or dissenting slogans on the pitch. They've demanded that FIFA stop all promotional activities surrounding the game. The Egyptian FA went even further, sending a fiery letter to FIFA stating they categorically reject the initiatives, arguing that forcing these themes onto their players completely violates FIFA's own statutes on political and religious neutrality. When pressed by global media, the coaches have been forced into an impossible corner. Iran's head coach, Amir Galanoe, completely shut down journalists, angrily stating he will not address things that do not exist in his religion, insisting his squad is only there to talk about football. Behind the scenes, the psychological warfare is real, and it is actively bleeding onto the pitch. But if you think the stadium flags are the only issue, wait until you hear how Team Melli was treated just to get to the game. Because of severe, ongoing political tensions between Washington and Tehran, the United States government refused to let the Iranian national team base themselves on American soil for the tournament. Let that sink in. Iran was forced to set up their entire training camp across the border in Tijuana, Mexico. The players were subjected to unprecedented security protocols, flying into the US just 24 hours before their matches, playing the game, and being forced to exit the country immediately after the final whistle. And it gets worse. Even when restrictions were slightly eased for this crucial final group game, the Iranian Federation revealed that US airport officials intentionally caused massive customs delays at the border, disrupting their final tactical sessions. The disrespect was so blatant that Egypt's head coach, Hossam Hassan, actually broke protocol in his press conference, publicly defending Iran and slamming FIFA for failing to guarantee equal treatment for all World Cup competitors. This isn't a level playing field, it's an administrative nightmare. But let's look past the noise, because once that whistle blows, the football stakes are astronomically high. This isn't a dead rubber match. This is a brutal knockout fight. Egypt is currently sitting on top of Group G with 4 points, and they are on the absolute precipice of making history. In 92 years of World Cup history, Egypt has never reached the knockout rounds. A single win or a draw today changes their football legacy forever. Meanwhile, Iran is sitting right behind them with 2 points. For Team Melli, it is win or go home. They are playing with their backs against the wall, fueled by the anger of how they've been treated off the pitch. And then there is the ultimate subplot, Mohamed Salah. Salah is entering this pitch exactly 1 goal away from cementing his status as the undisputed Egyptian GOAT. If he scores today, he hits 69 international goals, tying the all-time national record held by none other than his own head coach, Hossam Hassan. The dynamic on the touchline is electric. Will Hassan support his star player breaking his record? Or is the internal ego battle going to tear Egypt's focus apart when it matters most? No matter what the final score is on the scoreboard today, the fallout of this match will be felt for years to come. This game has officially broken the barrier between sports and global politics. If Egypt or Iran advance, their post-match press conferences will be a minefield of political statements that FIFA will desperately try to fine and censor. If they lose, the blame will be pinned squarely on the psychological warfare of the Seattle host committee and the US travel bans. Furthermore, the legal precedent this sets for future tournaments is massive. Can host cities dictate cultural themes that directly conflict with competing nations? Will FIFA change its drawing algorithms to prevent these hypersensitive cultural clashes from happening again? The match ends in 90 minutes, but the structural damage to FIFA's neutral image is permanent. The players are in the tunnel. The crowd is deafening. The security is tighter than it has ever been. This is more than a game. It is history unfolding in real time. I want to hear from you right now in the comments. Who is to blame for this absolute disaster? Is it FIFA for forcing this draw, the US government for the travel restrictions, or are the football federations overreacting? Drop your score predictions below, hit that subscribe button to stay locked into the channel, and let the chaos begin.